I don't much like going into my testimony about the AIDS attack, at least not very much anymore, because it's just awfully demeaning. It's particularly vulgar when somebody like Vanessa Nakate angles their home invasion at me to disregard the circumstances I have described, rehash humiliating, terrible things for the help of Obama. It's demeaning. But vulgarity is on high, and humiliation is no lie too low for Barack. No humiliation is too degrading for the Obamas. And they insist that I go into it yet again. We know from what the Israelis have been doing to Gaza for the last 2 months how little Peter Gabriel, David Jeffen, the Zionist who funded Obama, ever cared about AIDS victims. Oh, they get AOC to make all the sorts of yammering brays about the rights of transgender people, but it's all in the abstract. They kept the truth from the public and let them die, and then they played a foolish game of turning them on me, which they're still at. That's why there's nothing too degrading for Obama. Nothing is too degrading. The annihilation of Gaza, and he's barely said a peep. What do you think he's going to do? You think he's going to care that a little white boy who was deaf and battered and read Who Speaks for the Earth, was humiliated by adult violent pedophiles, that Israelis dragged him through glass and did unspeakable things in the night to him while he was sleeping, that Michael Reagan craves to hear more of over and over again. And that Vanessa Nakate dares me not to indulge her because there's money in a bag by Roger Waters. This shiftless, evil, stupid Nazism in broad daylight. Now I have to go into it again. Well, let's talk about Tim Wolf, who wears the cloak of deception as a family member. Woo-hoo! One man said to me, who was quite indulgent of all of the truths, with family like yours, who needs enemies? For psychiatric safety, meaning safety from the people who castrated me over a virgin and Ripper murdered Shannon Harps over a penny. I have to keep in touch with the loved ones to the best of my ability to keep the peace in the family. Because I don't want to be rippered no more. So he wants to play narrator. Ain't that something? After taking me to a sickening film like Going Places, when one of his Zionist friends told him it would be so beautiful. And then I get kidnapped and tortured. And how does it end? It ends with a gunshot. Oh, those wreckers. They're a caution. Want to know what he said about me? My mother had to sell her house in tears beyond tears. It was an absolute trauma for her because I had to escape. I was hiding in the towel closet. I had no idea what was happening. People who were making secret tapes of me were supposed to be watching me and protecting me. They drove off when grown men subjected me to batteries that led me sprawling on my back on the concrete in the night of the alleyways of Beatty Street gang, where they pulled swastika bayonets on me. And guess what? Outside the house of Ronnie Zazinski. I got up saying to myself, how can anybody do that to someone else? Oh, what an evil soul I had. Want to know what he said, Tim Wolf, about me as I sat in terror trauma in his Baltimore house, dining room, listening to Night Watch by King Crimson over and over and over and over and over again, wanting only to play the Mellotron in the studio at where he worked at Maryland Public Broadcasting while he corrupted my morals. Want to know what he said about me? Because this is the only truth you're ever going to get from his mouth. He said you weren't much of a person then.